I'm the Loopy project guy, and my goal is to share different types of project videos for the people out there that want to take on some challenging projects, improve your lives, and have the satisfaction of a job well done. So this first series of videos is what I call off-the-grid cabin design. And I'll be sharing with you a series of 15 different videos for the different stages of designing, preparing, and constructing an off-the-grid cabin here in South Central Texas. So I hope you enjoy this series of videos. It was fun making them, and I hope you learned something from them. And if you have any comments or questions, please just put those in the comments box at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so let's get started. The project I'm going to be sharing with you now is an off-the-grid cabin, which is about a 24 by 24 foot cabin. And the first video I'm going to share with you is some of the design considerations that I brought into this cabin to make sure that it delivered the outcome that I was looking for. So some of those are, I wanted as small a footprint as I could get while making it comfortable for about 4 people to stay in for a short period of time. Short period of time meaning a week, something like that. I wanted it to have all the utilities of heat, air conditioning, electricity, water, everything there, all off-grid that an individual or a group of individuals could enjoy for a short period of time. I want to maximize the outdoor area. We happen to be in a pretty mild climate here in South Central Texas, so you can be outdoors most of the year and indoors and be comfortable flowing in and out. So I really wanted this off-the-grid cabin to optimize the utilization of the in and outdoor space and feel like it flows without any issues. And the other thing, we want it to be as light and bright. Again, we wanted it to have the feeling when you're inside that you're outside and vice versa. And in this case, we're trying to give a little bit of a feeling that you're in the tree line, maybe a pseudo tree house because of the setting we chose. And finally, we have an old ranch house here in the property, and we wanted to try and maximize the utilization of the reclaimed wood to bring some of the historical perspective into the cabin and make it feel very genuine and authentic to the hill country here in Texas. So, and finally, but not the least important thing, is budget. You know, you need to think about what you want to put into a build like this. In our case, we're going to try and build this off-the-grid cabin for under $50,000, which in today's environment is a bit of a challenge because of lumber prices and utility prices. Solar power itself is about a $9,000 investment for a cabin this size. And so it's going to be a bit of a challenge to keep it under that 50,000 number, but we're going to do what we can to achieve that. Okay, so those are some of the key design considerations that we're putting in this cabin. What I'm going to do now is turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you how I went about designing this project in a CAD system. The reason a CAD system is important is if you endeavor to do a design, even as small as an off-grid cabin is, there's enough challenges and complexities in the design process that if you have it in a computer, you can see all of the options, you can play with the options, you can optimize it right there. And it's so much easier to do than just trying to keep all those ideas clear in your mind or to put them on a piece of paper. So we're gonna go through a simple CAD design, and I'm gonna show you how that works. So let's flip the camera around and I'll show you that now. And this is actually the off-the-grid cabin design we ended up going with. As I mentioned, this is about a 24 foot by 24 foot footprint, and it has an outdoor patio area that is roughly 24 foot by 9 foot deep. And then the rest of the footprint is the inside area. So starting with the bedroom, we want to be able to sleep 4. So we have 2 bunk beds and 1 double bed in here. This has a flexibility to be able to put in another set of bunk beds if you chose to, but I wanted it to serve as both supporting a small family with the bunk beds and double bed, as well as just a couple trying to get away for an escape with a comfortable double bed. Then flows into the living area, In the living area can fit a small table, a small love seat, a pantry area, coffee bar type thing, and a mini fridge. And that all fits within this living area, which is about 9 foot by 12 foot in size. The bathroom has all the key utilities, a shower, a toilet, and a sink. And then the outdoor kitchen, I went with an outdoor kitchen in this case because, as I mentioned, I wanted the inside and outside to flow as a continuous sort of setup. So the outdoor kitchen has a counter here with a sink, a microwave, some uppers, barbecue grill out here, and then a sitting, relaxing, and eating area outside overlooking the river. You'll see in our selection of site, this will be a very interesting balcony that looks over a river bluff. Some of the key things I considered in this design was the way the doors open and the flow of the room. As you can see, you do have to walk outside the living area to go into the bathroom area. And you might say, well, that's inconvenient to have to walk outside to use the bathroom. In this case, this part of the patio is covered, so you're protected from the elements of the weather like rain. And it saved us otherwise would be needing to put a door in this wall to allow flowing from the living room to bath. Well, if we did that, we wouldn't have as much room for furniture in the living area. That's quite important when you have a very small space like we're dealing with here. Some other considerations is a door into the bedroom. You put in a standard door that would swing open. There's no convenient way where that door swing could go. So in this case, we used a barn door that slides open and doesn't take up room space when the door opens. Finally, we have a little utility room. This utility room houses all the key utilities in the cabin. So we have our solar power batteries in here, the inverters that convert the solar power from DC to AC, the switch box for powering the circuits in the cabin, a water pressure tank for the water service in the cabin, the water pump, the filtration system, and the water heating system is all encompassed in this utility room. And makes it quite nice for being able to distribute the utilities around the cabin from this one location. And also when guests or friends and family are staying in the cabin and you need to work on something, it's easy to access it from the outside so you don't have to romp through the cabin to get to the utilities. And what I'm going to share with you now is some 3D visuals for a package called Home Designer Architecture, and it's the 2021 version. So here's our cabin starting with the outdoor patio, and you can see the covered deck. We cover half of the patio and about half of it is exposed, and the reason we left the half exposed is for smoke coming off the grill to be able to escape easily without being trapped underneath the covering here, and also allows for better stargazing in the evening skies. The outdoor kitchen area is back here tucked into the corner. Here's the door going in the bathroom, so we have our microwave, some of our upper cabinets, lower cabinets, our sink. Concept is all sort of there. And this is the door going into the living area in the cabin. You can see as you're sitting in the living room, we have this is actually a glass door and glass windows, so you can see very clearly everything out the back. And as I mentioned earlier, we really wanted this to flow the inside to outside very nicely, and this accomplished that for us. As we go on around the cabin, this is a little bathroom window. This is a door to the utility room, and some of the utilities will be stored in there. As I mentioned, coming around the back of the cabin, this is the windows in the living area right next to the dining table. And then we have a window on this side of the cabin from the bedroom. The entrance to the cabin would be up onto the deck here and then walking in the doors. So flows nice, it looks good. The swing of the doors you can play with here in this particular perspective view and just kind of optimize the location of the windows and things like that. Another view that's kind of nice for this is called the dollhouse view. And what this allows us to do is see in 3 dimensions how the rooms would lay out. Again, here's the bedroom with the bunk beds and the double bed. Then you can see the living area here with the love seat, the table, a few bar stools, the coffee bar, pantry area, and potentially a mini fridge in this area. And then allowing you to have the windows right above the kitchen table to look outside in both directions. Then we come over to the bath area here with the shower, the toilet, and the vanity top, and the outdoor kitchen area with the barbecue grill and the different facilities here, the sitting area around the outdoor patio, and finally the utility room and how it would ultimately sit. So in this planning stage, it's really important to have a good software package to work out all these details ahead of time, so that when you go to do the project itself, you're not overly making design modifications on the fly, but you've had the opportunity to look at all these details in the computer system itself. So that's the design phase, folks. I hope this video was of value to you. A little boring until we get out there and get our hands dirty and really start the project itself. So our next video will actually be going out to the property and finding the best location to put this off-the-grid cabin, and thinking about some of the setting it's in and making sure that we do the best we can to bring nature into the design and make it feel like it belongs in the setting. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments box at the bottom. Otherwise, would really appreciate a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video in this series of 15. This is the Loopy Project, guys, saying God bless.